Okay, now we're playing an interesting and fun 6/8 blues in B flat called Tacoma blues, which is the name of the town I come from. And this has got a couple of interesting features harmonically. First of all, instead of going to the 4 chord in bar 2, it goes to the flat 7 dominant. So we kind of have this 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that chord, that sound is a little bit like 4/4, but it's not exactly like 4, so we really need to address it. And then in bar 4, we have earlier on we had this approach from above. So a half step above the 4 chord, we play that for a bar, and then we come down. Well, there's an idea that I'm going to introduce in this song here called companion minor. The companion minor is a minor 7th chord that is a 5th above a dominant 7th chord. So in this case, the dominant 7th chord is E7. The companion minor is B minor 7. It looks like a 2/5, but it's not 2 or 5, and so we don't want to call it that. So I just think of it as the approach from above with its companion. There are other ways to think about it too. And we need to play over that, and so I do. And then the rest of it is just a straight blues in 6/8. So 6/8 gives you a little bit more time on each chord. So the first thing, in order to sort of really state the obvious in some ways, that's the sound of these of the B flat 7 and the A flat 7. And then some kind of idea over that. Right? It's a little tricky to get it to flow into that E flat chord, but just remember that any of the notes that are at the 7th fret under your first finger in that position would, wherever you find yourself right before the change, you come down and you can make it work. It'll be, you put you right back in the B flat blues zone. And the rest of it is just a regular blues in which I try to play a little bit more chord tone information. Those kinds of ideas. So that's chorus number 1 of Tacoma Blues. Okay, now in the second chorus of Tacoma Blues, I just elaborated a little bit more on the chord information. And so, for instance, on the 1 chord, maybe I played, and then down a whole step, and then right back up. And then I did this little thing which Wes Montgomery would do occasionally, right in this same spot. A little blues lick, basically, for that B minor to E7. And then right back down, I used arpeggio. And then back to a little more bluesy vocabulary. And I noticed that when I'm playing this kind of music, this approach to like a jazz blues, I don't like to go too long before I put in a little bit of grease, a little bit of blues, or it can start sounding a little notey and a little bit kind of disconnected from the blues roots. So on that 1 chord, when you've done the fancy stuff, you come back to the 1 chord in bar 7 and 8, and you can just go kind of greasy on it. And then I noticed that a good turnaround oftentimes is simply just playing information over the 5 chord, then the 4 chord, then the 1. That kind of idea. So that's chorus number 2 on this 6/8 kind of jazz waltz blues. Okay, so finally the third chorus of Tacoma Blues. I kind of elaborated on some of the themes that were happening in the second chorus. Nothing really extreme is going on. I played a few little flurries of stuff that I can't quite help myself to do. But the same idea of playing over the changes, but yet still trying to make it sound bluesy. And if I ever felt like I was drifting too far away from the blues, I would maybe go or something like that, which reminded me of the quality that we're trying to bring to this stuff. But that is all going to be tabbed out so you can investigate it more closely. But this Tacoma Blues Jazz Waltz is a really interesting thing. By the way, it's based loosely on West Coast Blues by Wes Montgomery. So if you want to hear my inspiration, you can check out West Coast Blues. All right, that's Tacoma Blues.